In this video, traders, we're going to discuss, are all traders destined to blow up a trading account at some point? Stay tuned. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining me. So super common questions from new traders. They hear lots of traders going, yeah, I blew up an account, I did this and did that. And I've told you a story, guys. My first trading account disappeared very, very quickly. And people think it's like a rite of passage for traders, but it's not. We're in this phase now, environment now, where you really don't need to be blowing up an account. Why? Because you can trade small position size. You've got loads of information out there. I appreciate that maybe there's so much now it becomes noise and it becomes harder to do it. I get it. So it's a case of filtering out the noise, finding someone you resonate with and you like to listen to, etc., and just learning from them or someone else who's kind of saying complete nonsense, who's got some value. I get it. But the point is, we're at a position now where the barrier to entry is low. You don't have to be trading a minimum size that's quite high. When I was trading back in 2001, placed my first kind of short-term trade, you had to trade, a relatively big size. The spread was wide. I'm not making excuses by any stretch of imagination, but it was far more challenging than it is now. Now you can trade very small size, you can learn, there's education out there, freely available, there's premium stuff as well, there's lots of stuff. But the point is, guys, is that, the name of the game, if you're a beginner trader, is very simply this. It's to survive as long as you can to be able to develop the mindset and a strategy to trade profitably. That's it. End. I can end the video right here and say that, but let me expand on it a little bit more. Allow me to expand on this. Why? Because when you are trading a new trader, you have got no idea what you're doing, and that's normal. You might have read the books, you might have watched some videos, maybe did my course, maybe did someone else's course. You've got a strategy from here, there. But you still, as a newer trader, there's still many pieces of the puzzle you don't get. From the strategy perspective, from the mindset perspective, all these things only come with time spent in the market. Now, the irony is, time spent in the market on demo or paper is very, very low value, in my opinion. You have to have some skin in the game. So to have skin in the game, you have to have money on the line. But then, of course, if you have money on the line and you're struggling, you're basically going to be doing this. You're going to be losing capital over time until you kind of finally get it, and then hopefully that's what happens. And it's basically being able to stick it out up to that point. Now, the danger you have is if you start trading too much size, you start losing size in commissions too much, or losing trades. This time period becomes too low, and it's not long enough for you to learn the craft of trading. And so that's when blow-ups happen. You're trading too much size, you're trading too much stuff too quickly, you blow up your account, and it goes to zero way before you're at this point. Maybe your blow-up point becomes here, and you've still got maybe another 100% of what you've done to go again before you start getting some traction. So the name of the game, guys, is not to blow up. The name of the game is to allocate capital, accept that you're going to lose some of that capital, if not all of that capital, and then say, okay, well, how long is it going to take me? 1 year? 2 years? How long do I need to stick this out for? And then trading small size and learning as much as you can. So going through the process, not trying to speed up the process. A lot of traders do this as well. They kind of feel like they're getting traction. Maybe they're kind of at this point, and then they really start to size up and stuff, and then, bang. And it's, I'm exaggerating that a bit. More likely it's going to be down a bit, up a bit. You find it's more this area here. A lot of people get stuck in this area here where they're spinning the wheels rather than losing. They kind of get some good days, some good weeks, some bad weeks, some good weeks, and that's more extended than I've drawn here. And then they push too hard and then they blow up. So the key is this, guys, is to stay in the game for as long as you can until you get the game. So to stay in the game as long as can is you trade small. You learn as much as you can. You kind of go through the process. You try to harness your intuition. You develop a strategy that works. You try to develop good discipline, some rules, some structure, and then you start to get it. Then you start to get through that phase of trading, breaking even, trading water, and then some more work goes in, some more effort, some more time, some more this, and then you start to break out. Then things start to happen. You start to know what you're good at, what you're bad at, where your weak spots are, where your strengths are. All this stuff, you put it into a trading plan. You put it into the way you approach the market, and hopefully you're coming out the other side without having blown an account. One final thing, guys, the market will take whatever size account you've got. You can come in with a £20 million account and the market will just take it like that. because you'll be trading at a size that's relative to the £20 million account. Same if you come in with a £2,000 account and you open a CFD account, spread bet account, and you trade that, you can trade that just as effectively as you can the 20 million to start off with. If you happen to have 20 million and you want to trade in the market and you're brand new, definitely don't stick it all at the beginning. Say, you know what, let me prove it with 20 grand first. Let me prove it. And let me see if I can go through this process without blowing up 20K. Once I start to learn stuff, maybe you start to put more money in, more money in, more money in, more money in. Again, not advice, guys, never advice, but better doing that than sticking all your money in and losing it all. So, summary is, are all traders destined to blow up at some point? No, they're not, and your plan and game plan should be to be as in the game as long as you possibly can until you get to the point where your strategy's on point, your mindset's on point, your discipline, etc. And then you're like, right, now I can start to put some size on. Now I can start to look at making profits. Now I can start to focus on the profit side of it rather than the strategy and mindset side of things. Anyway, guys, take care out there. That's the point, keeping the risk managed. Don't take excessive risks. Be careful of going on tilt if you're a day trader, all that kind of stuff. See you next one. Bye-bye.